What's up gamers, my name is BJ, welcome to another video. This time I am releasing my resource pack, my rainbow pack, which is a pack a lot of people have asked for. To help you guys out, I'm going to cut this video into two bits. The first bit is going to be a bit that's got none of me talking, it's just going to be a showcase of the basic utensils of the pack, the core basics of the pack. And the second part is going to be me giving credit where it's due to all the people that helped me with this pack and all the people I've taken textures from. For obvious reasons, I'd like it if you could watch that whole video, but if you don't have time or you just want to see the pack or whatever, the first bit's for you. Now, I have to stress, this pack requires Optifine to work properly, and there is some issues with some setting in Labymod. I've been trying my hardest, but I can't figure it out, that affects the armour from working. The armour itself was designed for 1.9, not 1.8, so the fact that it works at all is a bloody miracle. But yeah, so if it doesn't work for you, I added an alternative for, you know, your viewing pleasure. Also, I've included a couple of extra textures with the pack that you can use if you'd like to. That's all up to you. But yeah, so without further ado, I'll get into the preview bit, and then I'll go through my talky bit for you. Okay, enjoy. Alright, hope you all enjoyed that section. Now I'm going to jump into the actual credits for this. So this is my pack designing area on Sank. It's not very well designed. It's not in any particular order, so I'm just going to start here with the ores. The ores are all from the Faithful 32x32 pack. These ores here are taken from the Blood Rainbows pack by Cryptic, and then upscaled to 32x32. I think these are actually 64x64 to allow the ores to have more colors move through them. But yeah, so these are rainbow. There's a version of them with no highlights if you prefer to play that way. I think they actually look better without any highlights, but that's up to you guys to use. Here's the diamond block, here's the diamond armor. This was textured and animated by Cryptic for me. The golden crown was taken from a pack by Mr. Team Raven. I actually created the texture for the crown myself, but the actual armor model was taken from Raven's pack. Here are all the tools. The tools were again designed by Cryptic to match the colors of the rainbows, because I wasn't happy with the ones I could put together myself. The diamond here was again made by Cryptic. The golden apples were taken from Chibi's pack. The enderpearl was taken from a pack by Xenon. The painting, I'm not quite sure where I got it from, but there's a credits document in the pack itself that will explain that. The arrow, I actually don't remember where the arrow came from. I think I made the arrow myself actually. And then the bow I created based on a bow by Chibi. Here is the greatest part of the pack, which is the diamond armor. It looks like this on a player, and it's beautiful. It's animated. There is some bugs with it where it won't animate properly. I'm pretty sure it doesn't animate at all if you don't have Optifine installed, and I know a lot of people who've used Labymod have had issues with it. If you do, for whatever, not have the animated armor, you will have the armor in a sort of frozen motion state where it'll just be one frame of this animation. That's the best I can do for you. If anyone can figure out how to fix that, let me know. The armor was made by a YouTuber named Too Sneaky For You. He's a pretty big YouTuber. I've never actually spoken to the guy. I just found the armor through Electricobra, and she sent it to me, and I love it. So full credit to that guy. I made none of that texture at all. It's got nothing to do with me. I've left all his credit information and everything still with the textures in the pack. So if you'd like to check him out, please do. Again, crown came from Mr. Team Raven's pack. I love the golden crown a lot, so I stole it. Then along that with that, there is these things. Here's what the particle effects look like, which is something apparently people want to see. Here's the bow and arrow, which is also the crit particle, I believe. What else is there? Pumpkin. If you put a pumpkin on your head, you get cryptic stream overlay. Which I thought was a little gimmicky, but I liked it. There's also a couple of custom sounds. I'll just put myself in survival for this and set my XP to 0. So the sound when you level up is a little dude cheering for you, which is from Flap. I love that. Here's the fireworks sounds. They sound like gunshots. That's from the pack I used in Nudon 4. All of the records are redesigned to be the intro themes from Nudon. I know at least one of these is copyright. When I figure out which one it is, I will release a version of the pack which has a different tune in that place. There's no Season 2 here because I couldn't find a copy of it. The enchant table has rainbow particles coming into it. Also, when you hover over these, they are rainbow. Oh cool, we have a book and some lapis here. How well planned is that? Hover over it and it comes rainbow. I'll leave that there. There's also, the enchant table is rainbow textured. I did that myself. The anvil here is white. Also did that myself because I like it a lot more than the black iron anvil. I think it looks much cleaner. Then over here is a whole bunch of stuff to make this thing easier. There's a bunch of custom mob textures which I will cut to because it takes a long time to get them out there, but they've all been redesigned. Actually, you know what, I won't cut to that, I'll let you find it out yourself. But each one has a lot of different shades of the same texture to it. Let me just get rid of these guys. Has a lot of different shades and different textures to it, and that's something I did a lot with this pack. So I will actually get to the next bit that's really exciting. One custom mob texture I'm going to show separately is because I didn't make it. Is these Arcanine wolves here were taken from a Pokemon pack on the Minecraft forums. The actual credit for that is in a little document in the pack itself. And then Flap helped me retexture it, so when you tame them they get eye patches. This is to mimic Speedoshire and Ficato's skins. And then the horse armor for Diamond Horse Armor is also rainbow. Here's what the actual texture looks like. Textured that myself. One of the best bits about this pack is the enchanted books. Now these require Optifine to work again. However, you can see it here. It's beautiful. Each book, depending on what enchant the book has. For example, this one here is efficiency 5. The book has a different color. Now this was designed by myself, but the code was made by Vaderman24. So full credit to him for that. I just recolored books. Each book that's particularly useful in a UHC has a little gold ribbon around it instead of a little red ribbon. This is like the fortune, the prot, the protection, sharpness, etc. So yeah, each one has that, and there's also going to be included soon a version of this pack which is 1.12, which will have all the new books textured as well. Another thing that's really cool with this pack is the custom log textures and connected textures. Now for this to work, you again need Optifine, and you need to turn on this set option here, the connected textures in quality. If that's not on, none of this will work. Now, this works by, here's the original log. When you use a 2x2 with the logs, it becomes connected like this instead of looking like that. And then the 3x3 is again the same. Now these will also connect in patterns like this if you don't have a full set, and if you use more than this it will connect, but it looks it starts to add in this stuff in the middle. So it really only goes up to 3x3, but it still works beyond that. Now, for the rest of these blocks, I've done something a little different. Basically adds in a whole bunch of alternate blocks to break up the texture. So with bookshelves, you can see all of these bookshelves are a little bit different. Some of them are the same, some of them are different, some of them are very different, like that one there has all the books laying down. Again, it's all just to break up a wall so it doesn't look the same. Same with the planks, and all different types of planks. Same with the stone brick. The breakup in this one's a little bit fainter. You can see the difference between that bit there, that bit there, that bit there, that bit there. The iron bars connect at different levels depending on the texture, but it all meshes in together perfectly. The crafting bench has different tools, the brewing stand has different potions, lily pads look different, so on and so forth. Rails have the rails facing different directions and angling different ways. You can see more of that in the nether brick and the brick. The brick, I think, is also a little lighter, again, all by Vaderman. Same with the flowers. The different tulips have different colorings and shadings to them. These have different colors. The farmland is different. All the different dirts have a little bit of variation to them. The saplings, again, have a little bit of variation to them. Okay, so that's all the main things I wanted to show with this pack. There's also caves down here. Let me grab a torch real quick. So this is what the cave looks like in general. Here's how the ores look in the cave. And then, as you can see, it looks a lot nicer with a torch. This is the light map. It was made by Saltlight. The torch makes a difference, but you can see mighty fine without it. I'm going to hold it in my hand because I like the view of this. Down here's what diamonds look like in a cave. They stand out pretty heavily. You wouldn't miss them. Same deal over here. I've also changed up the spawner texture a little bit. The cage looks a little nicer. And there's that there. Now, one more big thing about this pack is the paintings. Now, this is going to take a little while, so bear with me so I can give credit to everyone. These 4 paintings here are the Ultra Hardcore logos over the last 4 years. They were provided to me by Hunterwolf, and I don't actually know who created each one, but credit to them. These 7 single frame drawings were done by Zev. They're to symbolize the people that helped out the most with the pack. So here we have Wingnut, Sid, Sandra, Zev herself, Electricobra, Cryptic, and Emily/Kyrim. Now these guys either provided paintings on this wall or helped me with textures of the actual pack itself. Then there's Glitchy over here. This is a Sandra artwork. This is a Sandra artwork. This is done by Zev. Drawn by Zev, drawn by Sid. This was Speedoshire. These 2 are little memes, as is the Kermit the Frog. And then there's this painting by Sandra, this by Kyrim, this by Zev, this by Sid, Zev, and Wingnut. Okay, now there's one thing I'd like to also show that I forgot, which is the arrow. When the arrow is fired, the actual entity also goes rainbow to match up with the arrow in your bow. Oh, wrong button. Which I thought was really nice. The code behind that was actually made by Cobra, and I just adjusted it to work for my needs. It's one of my favorite things about this pack. You wouldn't miss these arrows. Yeah, so I'll just do the time now for you and give you a time lapse of that, and then if I remember anything else, I'll tack it on the end. But thank you very, very much for watching. I put a lot of time into this pack. I hope you all enjoy it. And without further ado, I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.